What's up, guys? Still chipping away on this gray Mustang here. She's fighting me, but I'm fighting back. So I got the one manifold on after it's all painted up, and I think it looks pretty good. See, it's gonna dump right down there, just like so. Should work pretty awesome. Here's the other one. You can see kind of the final product. It turned out pretty sweet. Still see my nice gold welding there. Still proud of that. But this time we're going to get these manifolds on and kind of start building the fuel system. I got the fuel head pretty much all ready to go. Had a little catastrophe. The previous owner of that fuel head had Loctited these in. So I went to take them out because I was planning on changing them. What do you think happens? The fitting breaks. So took that to work with me. He was a little easy out, busted her out, no problem. But that's definitely frustrating. So always watch that on used parts. Be careful with that stuff. But I'm gonna get this other manifold on and start working on fuel stuff. Hey, so I was putzing with the gray car a little bit last night, and mainly all I got done was some fuel lines. I actually ended up buying the wrong stuff, so I'm going to return that. But I had enough stuff laying around to where I could get most of the fuel lines mapped out. So I got the one coming right up into here, all mapped out. You can see that's kind of tucked in there nicely. It looks pretty good. And then I got the two back here running down to a Y. And these look pretty good too, and they'll kind of get tied up together so they match. But yeah, I had to do a little dent back there just to get that fitting in because it's ultra tight. Then the other thing we're doing is figuring out some turbo placement. So got the radiator held where it's gonna sit, and I got this turbo ratchet strapped up here, filter on. So I think that's where it's gonna be. Trying to keep it above or below this so I can sneak that hose in there real nice and easy. That goes right here. But I think that's gonna work good. And I kind of looked at it, and the exhaust looks like it should be all right. To get out, I'm just gonna do like a nice 180 and go right out the bumper. And then you can see I got a piece of stainless in there. A little bit of trimming, should be 2 pieces to make this one work. So hopefully all goes well, but I'm gonna come back tomorrow, hit it hard, and bust out a turbo kit, I hope. It shouldn't be terrible, but strange things happen. Hopefully next time I do this, we got 2 turbos under there, all mounted up. Well, it's a few hours later in the day. I tried to GoPro it, but my GoPro won't stick on anything, so it just falls to the ground, so I don't have much. But that's what we got so far. Dylan's been helping me give her. We got a welder. Do it again. We got 2 turbos placed, and there's our exhaust. Goes down. It's actually was able to use a slip joint for once, and then the most low-key fender exit ever. Just like that. I think it looks pretty awesome. I'm gonna tack that piece up and get it all locked in where it's supposed to be. And then I'm actually out of welding gas, so I got the piece that goes into the turbo tacked in. Once I get some more welding gas, then I'll fully weld that thing. But otherwise, we'll be absolutely mint. Come down, show you this. Oh yeah. Absolutely stellar. I'm in love with it. It looks pretty awesome. Well, Dylan and I have been in here giving her all day, and we have a complete turbo kit. Everything is done and ready to go. See over here, I got it coming out up here. I kind of messed up on the cut, so I did a little stitch work, but no big deal. Goes all the way back in. Just got to put an O2 bung in these and fully weld them. But other than that, they're complete. And I think they look absolutely amazing. And I think under the hood looks absolutely amazing too. So pumped about it. I think it looks way cooler than it did. Big shout out to Dylan for all the help. We've been busting ass all day long. So I'm gonna fully weld these things and keep making progress. This thing should run soon. So now that we got the turbo kit mostly wrapped up, I'm gonna start wiring this thing. So I got myself a nice pack of relays here. You can see here's the end of it. And I mounted it right down in there, just like that. And I got all my wires come running in just like so, all kind of tied together, loomed up, so they all look nice. And I'm gonna put a 4-pin plug on this so I can wire everything to it and then wire everything out of it. So it's all easy to disconnect, easy to remove if you have to. Hopefully it turns out pretty simple. I'm not the best at making pins, but I do have the little, I believe it's an MSD crimp tool here. And then I also need this pliers just to kind of get all the pins started so they can fold over nicely. And then I got a handy little Jegs weather pack set here that works pretty good. Uses everything that I need to. Got some different size stuff in there. So hopefully this turns out good and looks nice, but we're gonna give her a shot. All right, so I've been putzing with this thing pretty much all day long and I actually got a decent amount done. So if you look here, I got the spark plug wires on. I got the intake actually bolted down, throttle cable hooked up, ejector harness in. So basically this is how she's gonna be minus this harness just dangling here. But I think it looks pretty good. There's one plug that's pretty tight I might have to change or do something about, but other than that, so far everything looks well. And then I did a whole bunch of wiring in the inside. It's kind of hard to show a lot of that just because it's just back and forth constantly, but I think that turned out pretty good too. This piece of wood's holding the carpet up, but all loomed together, mounted up, hung up nice. This one goes to the fuel pump. I just haven't done nothing with that. But everything kind of loops up good and goes right to the battery. Then I'll make a little battery mount for it at work. But other than that, it turned out pretty good. I'm very happy with everything so far. Got my exhaust laying on the floor right there. Got to drill an O2 hole and finish welding all that stuff up. But otherwise, we're looking good. I got this catch can mounted up in here. Just made this little U bracket so I can put it on. And that worked out pretty good too. Run some lines for that. And she's coming together piece by piece. She'll be done soon, I hope. And I ordered a bunch of wire and stuff like that today, so hopefully I can complete the wiring on this here shortly. But that's about all I got for today. We're gonna hit it back here tomorrow, I hope. All right, back here with the gray car. Everything I've been kind of doing has been pretty hard to film, so I'll just kind of update you on where I'm at. So I've just been trying to get it together since I'm waiting for some parts, just do random things, you know. So right here, I do have the transmission cooler mounted. And Justin and I have been talking, and he said that with this being here, it's actually going to end up being a restriction, and I should put it on the other side of the intercooler because the fan is going to restrict the trans cooler, and this is also going to restrict the intercooler. So let me know what y'all think. I don't really know what to do. I mean, this is kind of the best place I have to put it, but I can also figure something else out. So let me know what y'all think. And I think he's definitely right, but I have no clue what to do. So other things I did, I got the heater lines all ran up here, got them nice and tied together. It actually turned out pretty good. And I also got the catch can mounted and the wire and the lines in for that too. So as far as the engine bay is coming, it's mostly all together. Just got to do wastegates and just a little odds and ends stuff. I did get the exhaust all painted up as well, and it turned out pretty good, and got the O2 bung in there. So they turned out awesome. I cannot wait to put them in and see how they look. I think this car is gonna look pretty sweet under the hood. So that's about what I've got going on. I'm gonna keep chipping away. I'll do my best to keep filming, but everything's just kind of little things here and there that take forever, and that's about it. So she's looking pretty good though. I'm pretty stoked about it actually. I really, really like it. A few more things to go, a few more odds and ends, bunch of wiring, and we should be set. Hopefully this car pops right off and runs like a top. Another day back in the shop working on the gray car. So today's plan was to get this baby wired up. I had wire coming, wasn't expecting my wastegate pipe for quite a while, but it showed up. So I guess we'll do wastegates today. I got a lot of time, so I'm gonna get going on that, start figuring out where these things need to go. I hooked the exhaust up since it's kind of a tight fit underneath, and I actually have all that painted as well, and I think it looks pretty freaking awesome. You can see it all nice black looking. Almost makes me want to paint the back housings, but I don't know if the paint would do so well on them. And then you can see the exhaust coming out too. I got the bumper off right now. I should throw it up there and see what it looks like, but it looks pretty freaking awesome. And then I also got the O2 bung welded on, which you can see right up in there. So we're getting going. This thing's gonna be running here pretty damn quick, but I'm gonna get cutting on this piece. Hopefully I have a good spot that'll work for this thing. I'm kind of nervous about it because it's a very tight squeeze, especially on the driver's side turbo. The passenger one should be much easier. I have a little bit of room on a bend, but we'll see. So I'm gonna get going and I'll do my best to film along the way. Well, that's pretty much it for this side. I'm sure you guys have seen nicer looking cuts and nicer looking everything, but I am at short of tools, so that's how I do it with a, whatever you call it, a carbide burr. But I'll do my best here to give you a little show of how it's supposed to fit. But it basically just goes, I'll bring the camera back here, right up like that. And then it's kind of got a little angle to avoid some brake lines. It's a very tight squeeze, but it definitely will work. So that's what I'm gonna roll with. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a circle around that and get that all marked out so I can cut a hole in there. And then I'm gonna put this up there and hopefully successfully weld it on and make it look halfway decent. Then I just gotta, well, the only other thing I gotta do is figure out how long I want this thing to be. And you still gotta have a little bit left of this pipe for the other side. So probably cut about 6 inches off it or so, but we'll get to doing that. So here's the finished product for this one. Got it cut to length. Hangs maybe just a little bit below the bottom of the core support, but no big deal. There's other things lower than that. So it should work pretty good. I was gonna take it all off and weld this one up right now, but I figured as long as I'm in the grinding mood, I might as well start on the next one. So I got a pretty good cut, and it's actually real close already. Just kind of got to knock the ends off so it's fits a round pipe, and this one should be pretty simple. I got a real nice high flow, high traffic area for the exhaust to go into this one. I got some more room on this end. The other end was a little tough, so this one should go pretty good, I hope. I'm gonna cut it up right now. I'll kind of show you a little bit of that on the old time lapse. Sorry for the lack of film in that department. My GoPro literally sticks to nothing now. So right now it's just sitting on the floor, just like this. It's so frustrating. I won't even stick on the windshield of this car no more. So I might have to buy another mount for that so I have something good for sick week. But I'm gonna keep chugging away on the welding and the wastegate and a little Coors Light. Y'all know I'm a Busch Light guy if you watch the channel a lot, but I'm out, so Coors is gonna have to do. But I'm gonna get this time lapse rolling, trim this thing up a little bit. We should be all good. All right, so I got the exhaust off. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually just gonna drill a 1/4 inch hole in this guy and then just take a unibit. I'll show you. If you've never seen a unibit before, one of these guys, just blast right through it because that's not a super large hole, so there's not really a whole lot to egg out there. So it's just gonna be easier and better than putting heat in the pipe using a plasma. So that's what I'm gonna do. we are all set to weld. Got the hole in, cleaned it. You can see the hole over here in this one. So hopefully they turn out pretty good. I'm not the best on the welder, but that's part of it. Doing it is learning, so I'm gonna head it up, get some heat in this thing, lay some beads. Hopefully they look nice. Hopefully she holds good. So, as you can see there, I did some tacking. I just wanted to make sure that that was gonna fit right because it is pretty close to the brake lines. So, I had to make sure I had enough room, which it sure looks like I do. The wastegate flange will be there, and then the gate will be down a little lower than that. So, we should be golden. Just had to verify, you know? You don't wanna fully weld and then have it not fit. Well, that's about a wrap for me for today. Got the wastegates on, got the whole turbo kit back together, so you can see them hanging right up there's one, and then back over there's the other one. Turned out pretty good. The exhaust looks good. I ended up taking the fan off of that. I was kind of doing some research on it and for that trans cooler, and they said no fan is the way to go. I wish I could put it where Justin wants it to go, but I just don't have the real estate. So here's where she'll be. Hopefully it works out. Kind of got the charge pipe laid up in there. The exhaust is all on, painted. Everything's pretty much there. Just got some odds and ends to do now. A little wiring. O2 sensors in. This is for the fan, but got the O2. Got that all kind of loomed up nicely. So she's coming along well. And shouldn't be too long and it'll be running. I just got to run some wires, hook the transmission stuff up, do a little water plumbing, and that'll be about it. But that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of how everything's turning out. We'll be done soon.